Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka. You're still with me, Anupama, and we have Amaya with us as well. We were talking about a very interesting person, very vibrant personality before we got into the commercial break, but now we have another person who is from a different field. But all of you must have heard about the good market, obviously. Another person we have on the show today is another person who has taken the good market on storm. We have Yulia Yukova here with us.
Yulia.
Good morning.
Hi. Welcome. So you are a different type of artist, aren't you? And your medium is food. So right now you're here to speak to us because you've launched a new brand that, again, as Anupama said, has taken the good market by storm, and that's Bake That Thing.
Ooh, exactly. That's how you need to pronounce it. Bake That Thing.
All right. So I'm glad that I got that right. So welcome to the show. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
How are you feeling this morning?
Fine. Good. How are you?
You're a morning person usually, are you?
No, I'm really
You're
not.
not?
I thought when someone's usually a baker, like they tend to wake up early in the morning.
yes.
That's what I have to do, but I don't really enjoy waking up. So until I have my first cup of coffee, it's really hard, but then it's okay.
I see. So tell us about how your love affair with food started.
How did it start? I think about 2 years back. My big idea is to one day open a restaurant or cafe or bakery. So about 2 years back I started thinking how I can actually make a first step and try to do something towards this dream. And fortunately there was this cooking classes near my house, like literally 2 minutes away from my house, and there was a French chef who was conducting these classes, and I just enrolled. And at first, about maybe 2 weeks, I was just cooking for myself, and then he told me that there's this City and Guilds exam that I can do, and I was thinking, why not? So for half a year I was studying with him, and then passed the exams. That, I think, was the first step.
Right.
And then for a while I had to quit cooking because I was traveling and I had a lot of work. And then half a year back I actually decided maybe the second step and started doing what I really love, cooking, and opened this little company, Bake That Thing.
Little company, I love how she put it. It's so cute. The thing is, Yulia, it's quite interesting to see that you discovered your passion a little later, not maybe when you were really young, like you mentioned.
Yeah, I think a lot of stories start with like, oh, my mom was cooking and I was
exactly
with her in the kitchen. No, it's not my case at all.
All right, so how old were you when you really started cooking and you found out that it's your passion?
I started cooking at about 17, just because I moved out from my parents' house and I had to survive.
All right.
So, but I wouldn't say that was my passion at those times. I think when I was maybe 21, I guess I started actually enjoying what I do in the kitchen and enjoying the process itself. And
you found that you have a little bit of magical touch.
Yeah, you know, that's good you mentioned that, because that's exactly what's in my mind, the magic. And I actually enjoy baking more than cooking.
Right.
Because it's really magic, you know, when you cook, you take, say, meat and tomatoes and cucumbers, so potatoes, and you put it together, and in the end you have meat and potatoes and tomatoes.
The same thing coming out of it.
And
but when it comes to baking, it's an entire different ensemble that you put on the table.
Exactly. It's like you take the same ingredients, butter, sugar, eggs, milk, and then you combine them in different ways, and then you can get so many different things. You can get out of just these ingredients, you can get so many different things.
Wasn't that aspect really interesting? I never thought of that regarding baking.
That's true. And so I guess that's what inspires you about food. Yeah. That it has this magic quality about them, especially baking. So you were born and you were raised in Russia, which is something we neglected to mention. And so what about your roots now, being Russian? Does that influence your cooking or your baking?
Now it started. If we continue talking like about the development of Bake That Thing, now we just opened another kind of branch, which is from Russia with crepes.
Yes.
Because from the beginning everybody was telling me you should do something Russian, you should do something Russian. But with the cakes I was thinking I want to do it international. There are so many different recipes and I want to try them. And now this crepes, I think it's something that has this Russian flavor in it because they're super popular in Russia.
Okay.
And everybody makes them for breakfast. We have this 1 week celebration when we make
you're telling us, yeah,
pancakes for the whole week. And yeah, so now there is some influence.
And it is called from Russia with crepes.
Yes.
Little play on James Bond there, and we have a Bond girl,
a Russian Bond girl with
on
us
the show as well. We're going to backtrack a bit and go on to how you decided to, you know, start to bake that thing up as
a business,
and especially at the Good Market.
Well, first it was just a home-based business. I started making orders for friends. I think there are a lot of home bakers in Sri Lanka, and that's how everybody starts. You just do a little bit here, a little bit there for your friend's birthday, for your friend's anniversary. And then maybe in a month, actually my friend started telling me that there is a great place, Good Market, and I should check it out. So I went there and checked it out, and it was really nice. So I applied, and they accepted the application with some changes.
okay.
But they accepted, and they let us bring our things to the Good Market and show it to everybody. So now I think it got a great impact because
and the responses have been good, like we were discussing before.
So what makes your store very special, and what are the touches that you've added yourself?
What are the special Yulia techniques that you add into your recipes?
I think now what's very special about my stall is that we don't only have cakes. We also started this healthy range of products, and we have this granola bars and granola in jars, so muesli as you wish. So
which you have displayed for us right now.
Now here presented 3 flavors. We have fruits and nuts, almond and coconut and orange, and mocha flavor with coffee and white chocolate chunks.
Wow.
So
sounds amazing.
Yeah,
and smells amazing.
Unfortunately, we can't send smell to you
the cameras.
but
it smells really good.
Really nice.
Yeah, all you people who are having breakfast out there, you can just watch and indulge yourself.
So is granola something that you usually make for yourself for breakfast?
I would say so. That's how it started as well, because you can find something like this in supermarket, but it's ridiculously expensive. And then when you actually look at the ingredients, there are still a lot of words that you don't even know, and you need to get a dictionary to understand what it is there.
I like how she put it.
That is true, though. That's the marketing ploy that they use, I think.
Yeah.
So you don't make your own granola.
So that's how it came up. I started making it at home, and it's lovely, you know. The thing is, it's so healthy. There is no sugar, no butter, no eggs or flour added. But at the same time, it's really yummy. A little bit sweet due to honey.
Okay.
And there is like absolutely guilt-free product, and it's easy as well.
People are becoming more conscious of being healthier nowadays.
And when you mentioned the fact that it's healthy food, yet it's delicious.
That's the important thing.
Yeah, that's a very important thing, because when you say healthy food, most people have this idea of the food being not delicious, and it tastes healthy. So when you the fact that you said this also tastes delicious mildly because of the honey, maybe, and also because of the various other ingredients that you mentioned, I think that's very interesting for the audience to know, because these are not distasteful. Healthy but very delicious.
Yeah, that's definitely. But what about your background, Yulia? Now you said that you started baking recently, but you are specializing in something else entirely, aren't you?
Yeah, I actually have a degree in public relations.
I see. So does that help you in your customer relations?
Oh,
I think it does a lot right now. We can see the procedures going on here.
Of course.
Yeah, it does.
Tell us a bit about that.
I studied public relations, and then I was working in marketing field for about 5 years.
I see. Okay.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I got quite some experience, and I actually love it. It's not that I didn't like my job and I decided to quit and start this. I loved it.
Okay.
But I enjoy cooking, and now I kind of combine these two passions. So I do it for myself. I do marketing for myself. I created the name, the logo, the corporate identity, and the promotion and everything, you know.
Wow.
So now it just helps my business to grow.
It's very impressive. How did you come up with the title, Bake That Thing? You said that
There was a lot of thinking actually in the beginning. As I told you before, like a lot of my friends were telling you should start a Facebook page, just go for it. And I was like, no, I have to do it properly. I have to have a name, I have to have a logo.
Yeah.
So it was dragging a little bit, but I knew I had to do it like my way.
Yes.
And so I was thinking that the whole Bake That Thing company started with cupcakes actually. And I was thinking that cupcakes, it's such a girly thing, you know.
Yes.
And even if guys buy it, they still buy it for their fiancé, for their wife.
That
for
is
interesting. Very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was thinking about all these feminine women, you know, who inspire me. Say like Marilyn Monroe or Dita Von Teese.
Oh, fantastic.
Or these pin-up girls.
Yes.
That's how this came up. And the pin-up girls, you know, they're like very pretty and fun and naughty. And the name
and you used that as a logo as well, right?
Yeah. So the idea was that this girl, it's like maybe not a portrait, but maybe even the inside how you feel, you know, when you try to embrace your femininity.
Yes.
So this cupcake, it can be, or a cake, it's not only food, you know, but it's a way to maybe say if you have a bad day, you can kind of cheer yourself up. Or if you have a happy day, you can celebrate your happy day.
Wow.
So it's always about your mood, about your character. Yeah.
So you took it a little playful, in a playful manner.
Yeah.
And
so
a very feminine
the name
manner.
itself, this Bake That Thing, and I always say it
Shake
with
that
this.
thing.
Yeah. And the pin-up girls, they're also very naughty and fun and feminine. So altogether, it came up like this, and I think girls feel it. So
we do.
I love the name. I think it's a really great name that you come up with, and
it's a good representation also.
Yeah, and you have a name for the logo as well. The girl on the logo.
Yes, that's
we
really
try
cool.
to get a close up of her as well.
Of the logo.
But till we do that, let's.
It's 8 a.m. in Sri Lanka. 12:30 p.m. in Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea will be in Sri Lanka for the Commonwealth Heads of Government Meeting 2013.
Let's describe the thought process that you had behind her.
And so her name is Polly. Polly, yeah.
Okay. Her name is Polly.
All right. While we try to get a close-up of Polly, we're going to show our viewers what she looks like.
I was just about to ask Yulia something. Is there a part of you in every product that you produce? Because you're talking about femininity, you're talking about the playful side of being female. So I see, even looking at the display, there's a little bit of girly touch. You know, a sweet, mischievous touch in everything that we see over here.
I think it's everywhere. Even I think at the Good Market store you can see it even better. I have more of these girly things there. And say when girls come and are looking for something sweet, I always say, "Hey ladies," or you know, "Hey darlings," something
so
like
when
this.
we walk into the store, basically we'll feel nice and happy
and girly
and princessy.
Of course.
Very nice.
And do you find that you have regular customers who come in now and they really enjoy the concept that you put together for them? Because at the end of the day, this is something that you're doing for your customers, and they have to.
Yeah, there are people who come. There are girls who come. There are boys who come.
And you also there are little ones who come.
Yes, actually, these cake pops here.
Okay.
They're such an attraction for little ones. They just come and grab it. So they don't even ask. They just come and grab it.
I can see why. I want to grab them myself.
But since we're adults, it's sad. But yeah, being a kid is fun, and I'm sure when a cake pop is put in front of you, there's nothing preventing them from grabbing it, is there?
Yeah.
So the mums must be having a hard time around Yulia's store.
Yeah, that is true. I actually feel bad. There was one mom whose kid couldn't actually have the sweets.
Oh.
And she was so into
upset,
it. Yeah.
Oh, that's that.
But what to do?
That happens.
So maybe
that
you can
happens,
come up with another invention that
Yeah,
the
actually
girl
something
can-
healthy, maybe for kids as well, something like a cake pop, but
Who have
healthy
special
version.
needs or
Very
something.
cool. I think
Yeah.
the brainstorm is going to start now.
Right
After
now,
the show,
yeah, the
this
creative
day
process.
is going to be Julia's day of thinking something like that up. So is
Nice.
that how the process works? That you sort of see a gap in the market and then you try to cater for that
Exactly.
gap?
Yeah, that's how gems came up as well, because at the good market there were no gems stalls,
Okay.
and so that's how I came up with this. And